welcome back to Hazel Loves Podcast. Today I have a beautiful co-host of mine. Her name is Kiara. She is popular on YouTube, popular on TikTok, and getting more popular on Instagram. Yes, she's in all different platforms. And today we will be talking about a main topic that a lot of women and girls is basically not having the freedom to talk about. So stay tuned, and here goes Kiara. How you doing, beautiful?
Hello, Hazel and Hazel's podcast family. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm well. How are you?
It's so good to hear that everything is well on your end. I am doing perfectly fine, thank God. So yes, love, I am so happy that you are joining my podcast today. And we are going to talk about the topic of the new abortion law they are trying to push, which is crazy. It is insane. I can't believe that men are literally in court trying to make decisions for us women. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the abortion law?
Okay, so the way I feel about abortion, honestly, I'm in my head, it's like, why would you get an abortion when you know what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? You lay down to get intimate, use protection. And if this protection doesn't work, remember, there's always a possibility. You better make your man, you know what I'm saying? He better pull out just enough time. If not, then you guys shouldn't be having, intercourse. It's just not meant to be. Clearly, you guys don't know what you're doing, Honestly, though, I don't agree. I don't want to say I don't think that it should be a thing, because I don't. I really don't. I hate the word abortion. I really do. I hate that so much. But there are people in situations who've been raped and do not want to conceive a baby, from a rapist, which by all means, that's totally understandable. But for people who are out here just, being intimate and then, oops, now I'm pregnant and I don't want the baby. I honestly just think that is not fair. You're not giving that baby a fighting chance at all whatsoever. You laid down knowing what you were doing and decided to let that person do whatever it was to get you pregnant. And now you're in a situation where you just feel like you don't want this child. Well, you should have thought about that before you laid down, to get intimate. But for guys trying to force the issue as if girls don't, it's a different story when guys are always the ones that trying to tell us what to do with our body. I don't agree with that at all, period, point blank. I think a woman is entitled to her own body and should be able to do what she wants with it. But when it comes to just wanting to have an abortion, I just don't see it through right there, because you know what you're doing when you lay down and decide to get intimate. How do you?
Exactly, 100%. I am with you. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's the same exact thing I said to myself. If you are two adults, you're old enough, you're smart enough to make your own decisions. But I feel like these Congress, they literally having meetings and trying to vote on it to make it a law that if you're 16 weeks, the baby has a heartbeat, you can't have an abortion. That's understandable. I understand, because once it has a heartbeat, it has life. But now you're putting women in a situation that if they had a one-night stand and they can't have the baby due to certain circumstances or their situation in life, now you're not giving them an option. Now you're making them stay stuck. And then I feel like if you making the decision for a woman, how about that woman mentally is not ready for a child? She does have the child, and then life is gonna affect that little one. So I feel like it's selfish. How about a woman that was raped? Now you're trying to say if she was 18 weeks, she has to keep a child from her rapist? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's fair enough. I feel like there should be other women, or they should have petitions, or us women to make our own choice and to vote on it before they even make it a law. Because personally, for all ages, teens and older women, I feel like whether it's your first child or not, I feel like we have every right to have that choice to do whatever we want with our body.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but like the one night stand thing, like, again, it doesn't matter if it's a one night stand or you guys in a relationship for however long. You know what you're doing at the end of the day, whether you're drunk, whether you're high, it doesn't matter. If you're intoxicated, you shouldn't be doing something that you're going to regret later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand everybody's entitled to their own body, but still at the end of the day, it's not just about you. You're also when you're intimate, you're also making a child. So it's not just you anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, you got time to hurry up and get the baby suction out of you before it actually turns into a physical, little being to where it has a heartbeat, and then it's an actual child, of course. But, honestly, I just don't think that, when a guy tells you what to do, it just makes you want to, when he tells you what not to do with your body, makes you want to do what it is that, he was telling you not to. So, I mean, I totally understand with that part, but still, at the end of the day, I don't agree to abortion, period. But I understand. I'm not just the type of person to say I don't agree to it and not see other people's side of the story. I see everybody's side of the story, but in my opinion and for myself, I wouldn't go and get an abortion, even if I was raped, even though I know like that was traumatizing and everything like that. And it really hurt me. And even if this baby brought memories of that person, I would either just give it away, not to, I know that sounds really harsh, but it's better than killing him. You know what I mean? I just try to look at all point of views of all options that I have. But again, like I said, I don't down anyone or judge anyone. If you want to get an abortion, that is totally on you. You know what I'm saying? I know plenty of people who gotten abortions before. So it's like, I don't judge them. It's just, I wish that people would be smarter. You know what I mean? Rather than just, I need an abortion because this and that. I just don't agree to that.
Of course. No matter what, if you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol, you're still an adult. You know what you're doing. You know what you're getting yourself into. So you're absolutely right about that. That, you're sleeping around, strap up. If you don't strap up, there's going to be something that's going to happen, whether the baby's oops or not, whether it is a one-night stand or not. A woman is obligated to make her own decisions, and of course, if say one of the women was in a situation of rape, she could go ahead and make the choice if she wants to go ahead and keep it and then give it for adoption for a better life because she wants nothing but the best for that child, or she could go ahead and have the opportunity or the obligation of taking it out. So I feel like, the 16-week status is understandable about the heartbeat. Like me and you see what you just said. We don't believe in abortions no matter what. So we believe that. But those that don't believe it, I wonder how they think about this situation. Like, how do they feel? And to be honest, it's like, okay, you should still let a woman make that decision no matter what. I feel like they should have certain limits to the law, but not make it like 100% the law that abortions is banned 100%.
Yeah, I totally agree. But then again, there are people that are sick in the head, like mentally sick in the head, that are crazy and will do mean things to hurt their kids. So I feel like in a situation like that, I want to say those type of people shouldn't be able to have kids, but I honestly think that's not fair at all, to say that to someone like, oh, you're crazy and sick in the head, so you can't have children. You know what I mean? Like, that's so messed up, because some people, all it takes is a child to actually change their lives, and change their thought and their mind process. But I don't know, because there's a lot of people out here that are super sick in the head and will do mean and cruel things to their children. Why, I honestly don't know, and I'll never understand that. I was watching a couple recently. They went by everything in the Bible, quote unquote, everything in the Bible, right? And they tortured their kids. They would lock them up on their bed frames and leave them home alone for hours at days. The kids would even eat ice with ketchup as a meal, or they would go outside and get some leaves and grass and try to eat that as a meal, that is so sad. I honestly feel like people like that do not deserve kids. But again, who are you to tell someone about their body? Like, no, you can't have kids because you know what I mean? Like, that's not fair. But at the same time, shit, people ain't fair to these kids and stuff. Like, I don't think that's fair at all. Sorry, excuse my language. I'm so sorry. But I don't know. It's just something about creating a whole new person just for people to be mean and cruel. Is just, I don't understand that. I seriously don't get it. Just give the child up instead of, you know what I'm saying? Because you're only going to do time for that, or you're going to, get the death sentence or something. You're going to be getting your karma, I guess I could say. Like, it's going to be 10 times worse,
That's what gets me upset when I do see, the ones who's getting blessed are the ones that's mentally disturbed or mentally not stable, and the ones that wants to be parents, they've been having trouble for years, But and I know that story that you're talking about is the House of Horrors. I've been watching it on ABC. I seen the first interview, and I can't believe that 17-year-old, she was talking like a 5-year-old. How can you be so co-religious parents doing that to your own kids? Basically torturing them, not feeding them. Like, are you serious? That is not in the Bible. Their religion was some other crazy religion. To me, that was evil. So I can't wait for part 2. But when I was hearing everything about how they was eating that damn ice with ketchup and try to figure out what to eat and how to eat, it was so sad. And the way they were stashing like little snacks, they was like hiding it under the mattresses or blankets where they were sitting at while they were chained up. It was so heartbreaking. And how they couldn't even watch TV until a certain extent. I'm glad that, the 17-year-old, she put it into her head, and she said her motivation was Justin Bieber. To get out the house, out the window, and do what she had to do. She didn't even know about the streets. She said all the sidewalks. She said she was walking in the streets because she didn't even know what a sidewalk was. And what's crazy too, what we said, that when they're not in the mental state of mind to be a parent, how CPS goes in and takes these kids. I even feel bad for the kids because even in foster care, they go through a lot. They sometimes even go through worse in foster care than what they actually going through at home with their own parents, even though they mentally disturbed. Because look at half of the children that's in the system, and they either got raped, tortured, or killed. And that needs to stop too. And I feel like CPS is the ones that's failing our children as well. Because even though they know certain cases that they have to go and do an investigation and a child checkup, they're not doing it. A child welfare checkup, they're not doing that. Isn't that their job, to protect the children? And then when they come and they take them out the decent place of a home that they actually doing well, they put them in a foster care hands, and they going through more shit. I feel like a lot has to be changed. I feel like these people are focusing on the stupidest shit than actually focusing on the real stuff that's happening in the world.
When the 33-year-old sister came out, and the way she was talking, like, I watched all 5 episodes, and at the 5th episode, I don't remember what exactly she was saying, but the way she was talking, like y'alls and all that, like how she was saying it, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so sad. And then, oh my gosh, you know what really took me out? When the doctor, if you watch the 5th episode, the doctor had wrote something on Facebook like, everybody hated this girl, but at the end of the day, we went home to nice warm cookies and milk, and mom or daddy read us a bedtime story, not knowing that she went through the cruelest things ever at home. You know what I'm saying? Never judge a book by its cover. And I was like, oh my goodness, that makes me get to thinking about people I went to school with that are, you know what I'm saying? That I felt like, not to be mean, but were creepy, you know, because everybody, if you went to school, everybody knows someone that was creepy. Kind of makes you feel like, did they turn out that same way? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I should, try to reach out and make sure that person's good, or see if that person's on anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Just makes me feel like I need to reach out. But, yeah, about the abortion, I'm sorry, I'm totally off track. But about the abortion, yeah, I don't agree to it, but at the same time, you're right. Everybody is entitled to their own body, and if they want that choice, because it is an option, I think that they should go ahead and have that option. But like I said, I also don't judge people. So if they feel like they need to have an abortion, I'm not going to be like, wow, that's so dumb. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not me. I don't agree to it. Don't mean I'm just going to, you know what I'm saying, sit there and make someone else feel bad about it, because that's not me. But yeah, it's just, if, I just wish people would think before they lay down and, got intimate. But, people who got raped and people who were forced and, basically rape, period. Well, it don't matter what type of rape it was, like, drunk rape or high rape, or it doesn't matter. Regardless, if it was rape, rape is rape. And if they don't want that child, I think totally, absolutely that they should have that choice of abortion. Now, I don't like the 16 weeks. I'm sorry, but I agree with that. Because if that baby is grown in your stomach and you want to take it, what was the point? Why are you waiting? I understand there's people out there that can't, with the money situation and stuff. But if you don't have money to get a pregnancy test, you don't have money to get an abortion. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. There's no excuse in that part, because there's no way you wait 16 weeks and your baby still, you know what I'm saying? Your baby done got big, got a heartbeat and all this, and then you finally think, you had all that time to think about it. You had 15 weeks to think about it. There's no way that you know what I'm saying? You kept fighting back for it. Should I not? At this point, you might as well keep it. You know what I mean? Why would you wait till last minute? That's just my opinion. I don't think that it should be like, I'm glad that they say 16 minutes, to be honest, or 16 weeks. Because at that point, it's like, you have all this time to think about it. Why would you wait until, you know what I'm saying, the baby's growing and moving? You're going to hurt the baby. Like, I just don't understand how people are okay with doing that. Like, you're hurting this baby that loves you. You know what I'm saying? This baby that's nurturing off of you. How can you just kill it? I don't know. I just think that's so sad, though. I think my baby brings me so much joy, and honestly, I want a son too, so bad. But I feel like God's going to bless me with all girls. I already have a feeling. 3 of them, too. Like my mom has 3 girls, 1 boy, and I feel like if I was to have a 4th child, I'm not even looking to have a 2nd child yet, because I want to make sure that I'm fully stable in each and every way before I go out and have another child. But I feel like my 4th child would be a boy. If my 2nd child isn't a boy, I feel like it'll be my 4th child. But yeah, I'm not sure how we should end the abortion topic, but thank you for having me. And that is my input on abortion. So thank you.
Oh, wow, there are more episodes and more interviews. Oh, man, I definitely need to catch up. I've been busy. But I thank you so much for joining my podcast, Kiara. I'm so glad that we actually bring this major topic up, especially on a woman's perspective and how we feel about it, because I feel like other girls need to speak up upon it. And I agree 100% with everything that you said. I can't wait for us to collab in other podcasts and other topics. So everyone that are listening, thank you for joining and thank you for listening. And I hope that our podcast actually gave a different mindset about this topic for everyone. Much love. God bless.
And that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be